Hello everybody, my name is Dee and welcome to Books and Quirks. Today I thought I'd give you my final thoughts on some books that I finished recently that I wasn't able to talk about on any of my videos. So you may have seen these books in Friday Reads, but now that I've finished these books and have, you know, thought about them a bit, I thought I'd share that with you. So the first book that I finished was The Mists of Avalon by Marion Zimmer Bradley. This book is about a fictional island of Avalon, and the women on this island are priestesses. This is an island off the UK and off of England, and they are priestesses, and these women represent the old gods before Christianity. They represent the gods of the Druids, and we follow the main character, or there are a few main characters, but the main one is Morgaine. Morgaine is a young little girl when we first meet her in the book, and she becomes reared in Avalon to become a high priestess. And this book is mainly about the reign of, or the legend of the reign of King Arthur and the Round Table. And, all of the knights, Sir Lancelot, all of them. And basically, this book is about the women that were behind his reign and his birth and, everything, basically, his life, the women that sort of formulated all of that, and the women that were part of his life and sort of helped to shape him in a way. And I really loved this book. There was a lot of magic in it, mystical qualities. I should say I loved the first half of the book, maybe 3/4 of the book. The end of the book I was a little bit iffy on, so I'll tell you why. So I will say that this book is a little bit of a slower read. It is a chunker. There's really, it's a bigger book. There's no white space, and it's very, very detailed. So it does take quite a bit to get through. Having said that, I really enjoyed my time reading it. I read this as a buddy read with Cheryl of See Our Flames Fan, and we both had kind of the same thoughts. The last third of the book, or the last quarter of the book, was very dark and grim, and there was very little happiness, and I didn't enjoy that. I really like books that are a little bit lighter or happier at the end. I know that's not always realistic, but I don't always want reality in my books. But this one, there was just no glimmer. It was just very difficult to read, and I found myself just feeling really heavy and down at the end of the book. So I wound up giving this book 3 stars because there's so much about it that I enjoyed, but there was also a big point in which it started to get repetitive, and also the ending was so dark. I feel like, a bit could have been cut out of this book and wasn't really needed. I did think the writing was excellent, and I'm really glad that I was able to get to this book finally. The other book that I want to talk about is a NetGalley book that's coming out in a couple of weeks, and that is The Ghost and the Bogus Bookseller, which is by Cleo Coyle. So this book is a cozy mystery. It was okay. I gave it 3 stars. So this follows Penelope, who is a widow and a mother, and she co-owns a bookstore with her aunt. But the twist on this story is that the bookstore is haunted by the ghost of a private detective that was killed in the 1940s on the premises. His name is Jack, and he basically forms a friendship with Penelope. and they basically team up on an investigation. So when the book starts, Penelope is confronted by a customer who is interested in a book. Penelope recommends a book to this customer, and the customer becomes extremely distressed and, crazed when she sees the photo of the author on the back of the book is actually a photo of her. So Penelope obviously thinks, she must be confused or something. The woman runs out of the store with the book without paying, and Penelope basically wants to find her so that she can get the money owed. And it's also a little bit of a curiosity of what happened with this woman and why she thought the photo on the back was a photo of her. And her and Jack sort of team up. And when they go to look for this woman, they come upon a dead body. And the dead body turns out to be the body of the customer, and things sort of unravel from there. Penelope and Jack team up to do their own investigation and sort of unravel what happens. And there are many twists and turns in this book. A lot of it was fun. I thought some of it was a little bit boring. So the book kind of goes back and forth. So you're able to see the present time when Penelope and Jack are investigating this murder on their own. And then you also have these dream sequences where you get to go back and see Jack's life in the 1940s and some of his cases. I thought this book was fun. It was quirky, especially the whole ghost thing. After a while, you kind of forgot that Jack was a ghost. I also thought it was extremely interesting, and I appreciated the fact that when you had those sequences in the 1940s and even in the present time when Jack speaks, he uses the proper lingo from his time period. So it's a very fun. That aspect is very fun. So all in all, I thought this was a fun, fast read. I didn't think there was really anything super special about it, but it was an interesting read. I've never read a book quite like this where two people, one a ghost and one a regular person, forms up to form an investigative team together. So I really enjoyed that aspect. It was just okay. I didn't think there was anything to rave about other than that. So those are the two books that I really didn't get to give my final thoughts on in any of my final reads, so I thought I would do it here. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.